All right, good evening. Today is November 5th, 2025. This is the Norfolk Conservation Commission. In accordance with the provisions of MGL Chapter 30A, Section 20, notice is hereby given that the Conservation Commission will meet on Wednesday, November 5th, 2025 at 7 p.m. in the Town Hall Meeting Room 124, 1 Liberty Lane, Norfolk, MA. Members of the public are welcome to attend in person at 1 Liberty Lane or by Zoom on the Town of Norfolk website. Please note that in-person meetings will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the remote connection. Alternative to Zoom, NCTV live stream of all town meetings on your YouTube channel link, youtube.com/Norfolk Cable. And with that, we'll have a motion to continue 43 Mirror Lake.
We gotta,
Yeah, we gotta open.
Oh, open the meeting, yeah.
I make a motion to open the meeting.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, here we go.
I make a motion to continue 43 Mirror Lake Avenue, notice of intent, DP number 240-0678 to December 10th.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. At 7 o'clock? 7:01?
Yeah, December 10th, 2025 at 7:01 PM.
Is there a second?
Adam Zucker, second.
Any comments, questions regarding the continuing this? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We're right on time. 49 Mirror Lake. The hearing is already open, so we need a motion to close 49 Mirror Lake, the notice of intent, DEP 240-0679.
Yeah, so the hearing's been open, but we haven't had a larger discussion on it yet.
Oh.
So I had thought maybe the applicant or the representative might be here today.
Okay.
I can kind of go over it a little bit. So this is,
The applicant or representative is not here, correct?
no,
Oh, yeah.
no, I don't
Okay.
believe so.
Russ Wallman?
Yeah.
Actually, do you want to pull up the other plan that we have for?
Sure. Let's see, this guy.
So essentially, this notice of intent is for the proposed replacement of the retaining wall that's at the edge of their property on Mirror Lake. As you can see up here, it's right at the edge of their property. And so there are several challenges to this, and there are several wetland resource areas that will be impacted. There's bank, land underwater, and bordering land subject to flooding that's associated with Mirror Lake. There are a number, I believe there's 40 feet of bank alteration and about 400 square feet of land underwater alteration, and then some work within the floodplain. However, none of these are all temporary impacts. None of them are going to be permanent. They're just associated with like going in there, tearing down the existing retaining wall and replacing it with the new proposed wall.
I have a question.
Sure.
So the replacing, presumably it's already been disturbed because it was installed in the first place.
Correct.
Okay, so this isn't land that we're, fresh land we're disturbing.
Right. So it's grass up to the retaining wall, and then there's Mirror Lake right there. There's no natural bank there anymore. It's just the retaining wall. So, bank as it's defined, that retaining wall is technically the bank, but it's not, obviously natural.
Right.
Are they filling in between the stone and the bank, the current bank?
No, they're just going to be replacing, keeping the existing grade there. And I'm not sure, I don't believe that the retaining wall is tall enough that a structural engineer would be necessary, although it means not quite the commission's purview, but.
And it's all being done by hand? isn't it?
No, it'll be done with machines. Yeah. There was one comment from Mass DEP, who was, mentioned that the commission should consider requiring that this work is done during the normal drawdown period, for Mirror Lake. I was hoping that the applicant might be here to kind of discuss that more. I'm not 100% sure what the schedule is for the drawdown at Mirror Lake. I believe DPW is involved with that, and I believe it happens in the winter, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So that's something, if the commission were to consider that, that's something that we might want to confirm with the applicant before issuing that.
We could add it as a condition, special condition, so that they can't do the work outside of that.
So say, drawdown ends in a month and, they're not able to do the work till next year,
Yep.
and that could potentially lead to,
The need to
issues there.
refile.
Not a need to, get an amended order, potentially, which I guess wouldn't be the worst thing. It's kind of hard to say what exactly they'd want to do, have the commission wait till wait till next month, or go ahead and maybe add these special conditions and hope that they're amenable to them. I mean, I don't think it's, I think it's, would be a smart move to
Continue it?
no, to add that special condition.
Drawdown. Can you find
It'll be
that
less.
from DPW, when the drawdown is? It's our DPW, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I think it changes from year to year. We've had some discussion on it in the past. So I think, it's really up to the
Whatever they're
board.
thinking, yeah, I don't know what they're...
I mean, is that something that you all think would
It
be
makes
good?
sense. I think it helped minimize damage.
Yeah, I think it would
Nothing
decrease the
hopefully
risk
be
of
in the
any,
water.
construction-related impacts.
Yeah, along with putting up environmental barriers in the water for
Yeah.
spillage.
The only question I have is, the way the new wall is going to be constructed, is there any materials used that have a temperature restriction? That if, for example, if they're using mortar or concrete, that's got to be set about 50 degrees, and then the dry down period is in the wintertime when it's below 50 degrees, that's not going to help them because they're not going to be able to do the wall then anyway. We just to make sure that
Yeah.
with the contractor, that the drawdown period is feasible for,
Right.
or is to change the materials to allow it to be feasible during that time, however they're doing it.
On the plans, is it the wet stone wall or is it the existing stone wall by the water? Which one are we talking about? The one that's near the house?
The stone wall that's at the edge of the water. So it's,
Okay.
yeah, it's a pretty, the existing retaining wall is in pretty poor condition at this point.
Here.
But that's a good point, is this, yeah, again, I don't know the specifics of the construction and whether it's even possible in the winter when this potential drawdown period is.
I mean, there are ways to do it with chemicals they can add to the concrete so it could harden at a lower temperature, but we want to make sure that the type of materials they'd have to use on this project would be something that's actually applicable. Because I wouldn't want to go through this and then the contractor says, well, I can't do it during this period. After they go through this whole thing and we close the meeting, then they've
Yeah.
got to, go through the whole process of reapplying.
Sounds like we need to continue it.
Are you sure the wet stone wall is not the part that needs to be done with the machine and the other part is done by hand in the water?
If I'm understood the narrative of the NOI correctly, I believe they were planning on using machinery to conduct this work.
Because on the drawing, it looks like the the proposed filter is uphill of the stone wall that's in the water, if I'm reading it right. And the wet stone wall is right near the deck. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like that, and then that would, isn't that the,
That's the retaining wall along the water.
yeah, see the red line, isn't that the filter?
Can you flip that?
Existing, yeah, can you flip the?
But unfortunately, unless I pull it up, my,
Oh, right here, if you want to do that right there.
So the dash line says 0.2% annual change in flood discharge contained in structure.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like the plan, like they're trying to do the whetstone wall near the house and just fix the wall that's in the water. And then that would, Jim's concern regarding the repair would be fine because they could do the upstream,
Yeah, so,
I mean, uphill at any time.
yeah.
But without them here, we don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, there are block structures they could do that would be mortar-free, but
But if that's near the house, why do we need them to do that during the drawdown?
so they are, so the wall that's at the edge of the water is, they are gonna be, well, it's gonna be repaired in place. Exactly how that repair is gonna happen and what materials are needed, they could speak to that more.
But if we split it into two different conditions where the in the water needed to be done during the drawdown, but if they're indeed building that whetstone wall, there's no reason why they couldn't do that outside of the drawdown period, because it's outside of the water, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think that would be a little bit complicated to condition, like, a portion of the work. Trying to think.
But we could delineate it by its location, so we could, a special condition, any wall within X of the water line must be repaired during the drawdown. Otherwise, you can work on, we wouldn't even have to say that, but yeah, they could work on the whetstone wall anytime. I mean, it's a little bit detailed but
It gives them the guidelines.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty steep hill. Mm-hmm. It drops off pretty
Yeah.
considerably.
I think, from conversations we've had with them, I don't think there's any rush to this project. So I'm wondering if maybe it would be best for the commission to continue to December. I'm not sure. I don't think any work would be, happening in the next month or so. That way, we don't have the issue of closing the hearing and then have, one of the special conditions not work. Because I know this has been in the works for the property owner for quite a while now, and the main point of this proposed project is the wall repair that's at the Mirror Lake edge. So I think, over the next month, I can work with have conversations with their contractor and find out if it's possible for them to do this during drawdown, and then if not, maybe come up with other special conditions that we can put in place to make sure there's, the risk is low
so
there.
it's not in imminent danger of collapsing.
There's definitely engineering controls that you can put in place if the water level isn't drawn down. It's just, with any control measure you put in place, there's always a chance that it could fail. But that's not to say it's not possible.
looking for a motion?
I do. to continue?
Adam Zucker moves we continue 49 Mirror Lake until December 10
7:03.
at 7:03.
Peter Cook in a second.
Any further discussion?
Aye. No, I approve.
Wake up. All in favor?
Aye.
You already had my motion.
All right. Moving on, 19 Valley Street, the applicant has requested continuation, so we just need a motion to continue. And we'll do that one at 7:06.
I also want to make a motion that we continue 19 Valley Street, DP number 240-0681 to 12/10/25 at 7:06.
Second?
Peter Cook in a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. A trifecta. Okay, 14 Old Populatic Road, an RDA. I make the hit. Yeah, I'll accept the motion to open a public hearing. The public hearing.
Adam Zucker so moved.
And I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, it's open.
So just a quick backstory on this. At the last meeting, I brought to your attention that through a complaint, we found out that some work had been done in the bordering land subject to flooding on the 14 Old Populatic Road property. After the commission issued a cease and desist there. After the meeting, I went out and met with the property owner to see what exactly was taking place. And I found that some work had been done. The property owner there has essentially just been replacing existing like hardscaped pieces or hardscaped areas on the property. Elaine, if you want to pull up some pictures there, you can kind of see the before. So there was some concrete steps were replaced. There was a patio area with concrete pavers right outside the doorway that was being replaced. But it was all in the same footprint at the same elevation, so there wasn't actually any additional fill or net increase of fill in the floodplain that had occurred. So considering that, I instructed the property owner to file an after-the-fact RDA for work in the floodplain for essentially replacement in kind of those hardscaped areas. And then I'll just bring up some photos of what it looked like before, just so the commission can get an idea of what went on there.
Is it in
If you bring
here
up the merged file, the photos are at the end. And then actually, the property owner Brian's here. If the commission would like to speak, or if Brian, if you have anything you'd like to say.
Safety hazard. It's the only access I have to the back of the
Or no, the
house.
RDA.
It was a
Hey.
hodgepodge of materials that were failing that I'm just.
Hang on one
trying to get out.
So the TV audience can hear you. You wouldn't mind repeating?
Sure. The stairs
Take the
were,
microphone.
Up tier.
were failing, and the materials were disintegrating. That's the picture of the condition that it was in when I started the project. The bottom stairs were completely gone. None of the stairs were level. None of the stairs were the same material. None of the stairs were the same height or length. It was a danger to walk on for anybody who was elderly or couldn't see well. The materials that I put over the top of the existing are granite treads, all the same size, same riser, same length of each tread, and the top is now level as well, It's approximately 4 inches above the road level at the top, which helps to prevent the dirt from the road coming in and having to be shoveled out.
So the lots out on Old Populatic, I don't know if any of you had a chance to drive down there, pretty small, typical, shore type cottage lots. So there isn't really much area there that could have been altered. So I think for something, what would be appropriate in this case would be an RDA for work within the floodplain, but that, work that ultimately does not alter that resource area.
Was there a cease and desist on this?
Yes, yep.
And we know what that means.
I have not done any work since I received your notification.
Oh, okay.
It
When
is
was that?
still unfinished.
This was issued at the last meeting, and then
That's what I thought. Oh, okay,
I
okay.
went out there the next week, I believe, and yeah, the patio area up at the top by the road's kind of the last piece that needs to be finished, and
Okay.
Brian stated that he wasn't gonna do anything there until this
Okay.
meeting.
Thank you.
So how do we move forward?
So, if the commission were to consider issuing a determination of applicability, I think a -2 could be appropriate. So a -2 states that the proposed work is within a resource area, but will not alter that resource area. A -2 has been used in the past by the board for like paving projects where, you're just paving an already, paved road, things like that. So I think this situation is pretty similar to those previous filings.
Is that the extent of the work?
The 8 stairs that replaced that existing mess right there are in place, but the top level that is now actually level does not have any pavers on the top yet. It's just a rim of 16-inch by 12-inch concrete blocks to keep it stable.
Any other questions from the commission?
I think it's a safety issue and it's already there, so.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing too is the side of the home. I think, like the fire department would have an issue if they have to get in the back of the house.
I have a loading dock ramp in place to get to the door on that end of my house right now. It is safe. It can handle any weight you want to put on it.
Let's just let him finish his stairs.
Is there any comments or questions from the audience or people watching on Zoom? Okay. With that, I'll accept the motion to close this.
Peter Kokina, so moved.
Second?
Valstone, I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Adam Zucker moves we issue a -2 determination on 14 Old Populatic Road.
Second?
Peter Kokina, second.
All in favor? Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, passes. Good luck.
Thank you.
Clark Street.
Do you work at Radio Frequency?
Yes, I do.
I used to sell to them. I used to sell microwave materials.
I've been there for 23 years.
We buy it, of course.
Holy Cross Baths.
We'll be back when.
Small world.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
42 Miller Street. An RDA to construct a deck within the riverfront area. I accept a motion to open this public hearing.
Peter Gilguinness, so moved.
Second?
Also, and I second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. First, is the applicant here? Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay, it's all yours.
All right, if you don't mind bringing up the plan. So this is a pretty simple filing. So they want to construct a 16 by 16 deck off the back of their property, which is in the 100-foot buffer zone to Kingsbury Pond. It is not within, there is some, no, there is a floodplain here. Yeah, so it's just within the 100-foot buffer zone. When they submitted the RDA application, they incorrectly stated that it was in riverfront area, but there is no riverfront area associated with Kingsbury. So we're just dealing with buffer zone here. So the deck, yeah, it's going to be attached to the existing house. Right now, it's just maintained lawn area where this deck is going. They're not going to be taking down any vegetation for it. So pretty straightforward there. I didn't have any real comments on the work itself. I had, a few special conditions I was thinking of, but I guess first, does the board have any questions on the work itself?
This is a house on the left, going towards Franklin on Miller Street.
I think it would be on the right if you're heading towards Franklin.
It's on the pond, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be on the right if you're heading to Frank.
Okay. It's past the barn. Isn't that Miller Street? Am I on the wrong street?
Yeah. Miller Street is. I'm trying to think. I mean, there's a lot of barns in this town.
Yeah, no, there's a big
Like-
horse barn.
the barns, that's on the left. No,
Yes.
this is on the right.
Further up towards
Further
Franklin.
up, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, it's just there.
Right across the street from Buddy's.
Yeah. We don't want to talk about that. The corrects. Okay, I'll accept a motion to open this public hearing.
We did open it.
Yes.
I thought we did. Yeah.
Oh, did we? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, any further comment?
So-
It's a-
Just one. So is this replacing an existing deck?
Doesn't sound like.
No, this is a new
And so
deck.
the only addition to, the only disturbed areas is going to be where they're putting in their posts?
Correct.
Okay.
How many feet is that from the
Yeah, and I
16?
think, now the only question I have is once they put the deck over lawn, the lawn's probably going to die. So I'm wondering if we need to put down, have them put down either crushed stone, but something that's permeable to prevent erosion. You know what I mean? Because I'd hate to have the water start going in there if it's
So
sandy and then it starts.
I see what you mean here, although this is, so you can see by these drawings, the level of Kingsbury Pond used to be quite a bit higher. I know we've talked about that here before. So, where the water level is, typically is actually quite a bit farther away from where this deck is going to be going. So I don't know if I would necessarily be worried about erosion here into the pond. And
That would be my only concern. I wouldn't want them to put up the deck and then contractor leaves and then they've got a bunch of soil moving over the grass in the grassy areas.
yeah, although actually, can you scroll down? Yeah, I believe this is set off the ground pretty high, so I think, there will be, what is that, 6 feet?
Yeah, there
So there'll
might
be
be
some,
some
there'll
second-
there'll be some sunlight there. So I think,
So if we put a condition on that, you had to seed it.
yeah, we could have, have them put down like an erosion control seed mix.
Instead of leaving it bare.
Yeah, I believe New England Plants Inc. has a shade mix that the commission could recommend, just,
What side of the house is the deck on? Like what direction?
that would be the north side.
Northwest?
How tall is it?
So it wouldn't be getting much sun anyway.
Yeah,
Okay,
How far is the disturbance from the pond?
so from,
The normal.
so the commission is, even though the water level has gone down, the commission still has made decisions in the past that, I think it's elevation 132. Do you have the plan up still? It was like considered the historic edge of water, and that's what the commission kind of measures the buffer zone from. What is it? I can't remember. I think it was over 50 feet.
It looks like quite a bit. There's the water, oops.
The septic plan.
It's not right off the back. It's not right off the water.
Far up the ground is the deck.
Wetlands, yeah, different scale.
That's, he said 8.
On the plan, it says 8.
So they can get underneath that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's about 50 feet from the historic edge of water, and then about
Patio block
80
it underneath to use as another.
feet from the current edge of water.
So I have 2 questions. So are we okay with the proximity to the 50-foot, or do we need a certified
Waiver.
plan? Are we okay with that?
Well, since it's already disturbed, the commission has always kind of considered, things like adding a deck in an already like maintained lawn area, considers that like not further disturbance. It's already like a man-made altered area.
So that was gonna be my second part, is consistency-wise, that's consistent to what we've done in the past.
Yes, yes.
What was, somebody else had a question? No? Okay. Accept a motion to close.
Peter Gokinda, so moved.
All in favor? Second, is there a second?
Jim Wilson, second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, it passes. Okay,
And then,
issue of,
yeah, I had a couple special conditions I was
Please.
thinking of. One, just some erosion control there. Since there's going to be minimal earthwork with just installing those posts, I think just like a minimal diameter straw wattle would be fine, maybe 6 inches. And then just no storing long-term stockpiling or storage of materials in the 100-foot buffer zone. Just to make sure anything's kind of stored up front. If it's going to be there long-term. And then we could add the third to seed with a shade mix.
okay. Now,
Adam Zucker moves we issue a determination of applicability for 42 Miller Street with the special conditions of a 6-inch wattle around the post holes,
Or limit of work.
around the limit of work, the shade seed mix, and what was the third?
No stockpiling.
No stockpiling of materials, short or long term.
long-term in the buffer zone.
Second?
Bellstone, I second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, that passes.
I
Okay,
don't remember this spill.
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, this was a while ago.
Yeah.
So it's all been completed? I guess we should open it up, make it official.
Yeah.
I'll accept a motion to open this public hearing on 2 Clark Street.
Bellstone, I make a motion to open the public hearing for 2 Clark Street.
Second?
Peter Kokindas, second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. So, long time ago, they had the spill.
Yeah, this was,
Oh, and come on down.
We're done. Where do you want me?
just while he's setting up, so this was, winter, winter 24, yeah. So we had that, I think it was like 4 inches of rain after we had gotten snow, and there was flooding on DOC property and on Main Street there. And so this spill was a result of that flooding. And the commission issued an emergency certification for them to get in there and start doing work to clean up the spill. And one of the conditions of the emergency certification was to file an after-the-fact notice of intent, since the activity isn't exempt under the bylaw as for that type of work, so.
Introduce yourself and who you represent.
Hello, everybody. Doug Dillon. I'm a wetland scientist from Goddard Consulting. I'm here to represent the applicant, EnviroTrack, in addition to the Massachusetts Department of Corrections regarding the spill that occurred 2 Clark Street, January of 2024. So just to kind of tee off of that and give you guys a brief summary, as you were saying, January 24, it was kind of, 36, 37 degrees, right? We had some snow and, 3.5 inches of rain in a day. And, that just led to a deluge of water, and there was an underground storage tank somewhere right here. It's kind of hard to see, from the aerial, but it kind of took the lid off and then displaced the contents of it internally and washed kind of northward into an existing adjacent BVW system right there. Yeah, all up here, and you can see in that one the absorbent boom, which actually you can see it kind of stopping. Right, if it were color, you can see a kind of difference in the coloration of the water, but you can see the boom doing its job. So good news. I delineated the wetland boundary, and then EnviroTrack took soil samples along a grid, which you can see in this plan that I printed out here, right? We made a grid and kind of overlaid it with the outline of the spill. And the soil, they sent those to a lab. The soil test results showed that all quantities of contaminants and petroleum derivatives are below actionable quantities. So essentially it's fine and has fully subsided, more or less, right? So that under, MCP, Massachusetts Contingency Plan, it's resolved itself naturally, and the treatment did its job, and, no further action is required, like from a remediation standpoint.
So has a permanent solution statement been?
They
Been put together
are
for this,
working
or
on that. Essentially,
working on that?
they're kind of waiting on this, and then it's going to be closed out.
Okay. Just so, under the MCP, the Massachusetts Contingency Plan, any sort of spill gets issued a release tracking number and RTN, and then Mass DEP Waste Site Cleanup, works with people to, get the site to a permanent solution to, achieve closure, to close out the site. So it sounds like that's kind of the next step, is that a permanent solution statement will be issued, and then that site, that RTN will be closed out. There's going to be no additional monitoring, correct?
No, yeah, they did that. I included the table just showing, the variety of petroleum compounds that would have been in there based on the number 2 fuel oil content of the tank, and showing those at the various test points as being low, the actionable quantities. And my conversations with the environmental remediation contractor has been that they're like waiting on me to then close out the RTN, and they're just at the finish line,
Do you have all this documentation?
I do, yeah.
Do you have the map or the chart he had?
Yes, that was
Yeah, that's in
included,
the,
yeah.
Everything, okay.
Yeah, and then it's also, all this information for, as far as the cleanup, is located online too. Yeah, so unfortunately, anytime there's release, you can't expect to get back to baseline, but looks like the levels are, obviously lower than actionable items. No, Mass DEP isn't requiring any additional sampling or analysis. So eventually, hopefully over time, the remaining contamination there will dissipate, and hopefully kind of head closer to baseline there with, no contaminants, but.
Okay. Any other discussion, questions? Then I will, okay, we have to continue this, correct?
Yeah, so unfortunately, the Mass DEP file number hasn't been issued yet.
When was that applied for? A year ago?
NOI, they got it on their desk towards the end of October.
Oh,
And
okay.
they're just,
Okay, yeah.
slow as molasses in
Yep.
the region, unfortunately.
Yeah, we wouldn't expect it in 2 weeks.
And it is a bit of a longer review, to go through and,
Yeah.
make sure, everything's all set as far as the cleanup and remediation, so. I don't think they'll come back with comments, but obviously we need the file number to close, and then, if they do have a comment, the commissioner would want to consider that,
Sure.
so.
Yeah, just to be fully transparent, like, there's no work proposed within this NOI, whatsoever. Like, there's not, the need for, and existing edge of pavement has been maintained, like, no change physically to prior conditions. Vegetation was healthy. I did my field work there. There was no sign of vegetational die-off. There was no foul petroleum, kind of oily, kind of chemically odor. There was no sheen on the water. I did this just in this past April, when we were kind of getting into the warmer season, and even then there was, I could see the sprouts and blooms kind of starting on the leaf buds. So it's recovered actually pretty well, frankly.
Okay. I can't read that fast.
Don't mind me, I'm just looking for pretty pictures.
Oh, well, that's nice.
If you have any questions, I'm happy to further answer them too.
What is that? This is just a soil?
I think that's probably a picture of
a
the
super
parking
zoomed
area
in.
there.
Oh, the parking area?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Elephant hide.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so I think, this is pretty much, the best outcome you could hope
Yeah.
for after something like this. And I appreciate the DOC and EnviroTrack coming through with the after-the-fact notice of intent. That was a condition under the emergency cert there, so. I think once we have the file number and, any potential comments from Mass DEP, we can, get this closed out.
Okay.
Pending, I just want to ask, so I can, best advise my client, any comments, would you have me back in person once we receive that, or would you be able to?
Unless the DP has any kind of comment, Caitlin will be in conversation with you, and then you can deal from that.
Certainly.
But no, if it's just the mundane type of thing, boilerplate, then no reason to come back. But if they ask for something real special, but I wouldn't think so. I would agree with, it was a minor thing, and as you said, there's no environmental impact at all. So I'd be very surprised that
Yeah.
they say anything. So, yeah, let's continue this into December, and if need be, Caitlin will give you a call, and
When is your, I heard you were potentially changing from the first or second Wednesday?
Yeah, but we'll be doing December 10th.
Okay, perfect.
Next month.
7:10. So I'll accept that motion to continue.
Adam Zucker moves we continue to Clark Street until December 10th at 7:10.
Is there a grand second?
Peter Kokinda, so move. Second.
It's all right. Same thing. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. And we do appreciate the DOC, and
Yeah.
everything they did to step up right away.
Yep, no, it was taken care of very well.
We wouldn't have wanted to send Caitlin into the,
Can I take a 2-minute break?
I want to take that.
Thank you.
Get to go before the meeting starts.
okay, we'll take a 5-minute break.
Not 5, just 2.
1, 2. Can you pause it, or?
Sorry.
Paul
Thanks, guys.
considering doing a remote, but I guess he doesn't get reception out there in the bayou.
Bye.
Okay, appointments, action, orders, and extensions. 19 COC for 19 Kenny Pounder Road.
Yes. So The order of conditions for Keeney Pond Road 19 was issued this past January. And now that they've finished all site work, they've requested a COC. I went out there yesterday to review existing conditions, and I found that everything had been constructed in accordance to plan. This permanent site markers were installed in there. That's an example of one right there. It's kind of hard to see, but it says
Any frogs jumping around or turtles?
I didn't see any.
Jumping turtles?
Actually, they have a nice fence there, kind of delineating where that 50-foot no disturb is. And additionally, other parts of the site that are in the buffer and just in the upland portion of the site, because it actually extends back pretty far from the road. So everything looked good, and I think as far as preserving that buffer in the future, there's really a clear distinction there. So yeah, everything looked great.
Good. So I'll accept a motion.
I just want to say
wait, no.
There's one continuing special condition, number 17, just in regards to the permanent site markers to protect that 50-foot buffer zone in perpetuity.
But they're in there already, correct?
Yeah, but it's always good to write any continuing conditions down. So if the property is sold or
It wasn't in the beginning when this was first issued?
No, it is. It's in the order of conditions. It's just a continuing condition just means that even though a COC has been issued, that condition still needs to be met. So, 10 years down the road, the property's been sold. Maybe someone takes the markers down. That's still will be on file that 50-foot needs to be maintained.
Okay.
And that was special condition number 17.
So now I'll accept that motion.
Adam Zucker moves, we issue a certification of conditions for DEP 240-0672 19 Keeney Pond Road.
Jim Wilson,
With the
second.
maintain the special condition number 17, the permanent markers delineating the 50-foot border must be maintained, not removed.
Now I'll accept a second.
Peter Cookin, the second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? He beat you to the second.
That's all right. Didn't want anybody to be confused. Early second.
All right, everybody read the minutes from October 8th. And is there any additions, corrections, amendments? Did you find anything, Adam?
Nope.
They look good for me, so I didn't, I'd be in favor of accepting those.
I also want to make a motion to accept the minutes from October 8th, 2025.
Is there a second?
Peter Cookin, the second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. No correspondence. Nobody likes this.
None.
Okay, starting in January, moving the date of the meetings to the first Wednesday of the month. So that would be January 7th.
Any objections?
Do we have a choice?
Aye.
Unless we do it during the day. Or you do it during the day.
By myself.
Yeah.
One-man quorum.
Okay, so I'll accept a motion to change the meeting dates.
I make a motion to change the meeting date for the year 2026 to the first Wednesday of each month,
Starting with January 7th, 2026.
starting with January 7th, 2026.
Second,
Falso, I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Passes. Is there anything else anybody wants to bring up?
Yes, I do have one unanticipated item. So today we received correspondence from the owners at 43 Mirror Lake who have requested a refund for peer review fees that they had paid. So the history there, they filed the notice of intent when I was on leave. And Beta Group had put together a scope and fee for $3,800 for that review. And then essentially they had requested to put a stop to that review in favor of just waiting until I was back from leave, because I guess they're not in a rush to get this done. So it's my understanding that Beta they didn't start the review, so they never submitted any invoices, so that the entirety of those funds there, but the commission would just need to make a vote to release those funds in order for the finance department to get those fees back.
Which Mirror Lake?
43.
43. I know it's confusing. We have 43 and 49 on right now.
So there was no work done by Beta, no invoice, no nothing.
No, and although they had kind of just phrased it, we know whatever funds are there, the remaining funds, they would just like that to be refunded to them. And I checked, yeah, we haven't received anything from Beta, but even if, they do submit, I'll obviously confirm with them after this, but, if they had spent a couple hours or something, just make sure that they have those invoices in, and then we can get the owners here refunded.
And you'll have them put it in writing? Or you put it in writing to them that it's been terminated?
To Beta?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. They know, they are aware that,
But in
yeah.
writing?
Yeah.
Okay. So we need a vote on that?
Adam Zucker moves that we issue a refund to the party at 43 Mirror Lake for a peer review study ordered from Beta.
There was going to be.
For a prospective
Yeah.
peer review study by Beta.
Is there a second?
Peter Kokinda, second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, that passes. Any other business? Anything you want
Nope.
to say?
That was it. So yeah, I'll put something in writing to Beta Group, just, to officially close that out with them. This happened a while ago, so just to make sure everything's closed on both ends.
Okay. So we'll meet next December 10th, in a couple weeks. Didn't Rich have something he wanted to say about Campbell Forest? No?
No, that's in the works.
And the trees being taken down, that's included in the parking, or were we going to do that separately?
What do you mean?
The dead trees that when we took that
Oh,
walk and...
like the hazard trees?
Yeah.
I think the idea was to do that as part of like the same project.
Okay. All right. Motion to adjourn.
Peter Kokinda, so moved.
Second?
Adam Zucker, second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, the meeting is closed.